So today's topic will be linear inequalities. Okay, so as the word shows, it is inequalities. So it means it's not equal. This in means not. Equality means equal, so it's not equal. Then when it's not equal, so it should be two ways. Either it is greater or it is less, because like I can say that my friend Mr. X owns 1000 rupees, so I don't have the money which is equal to Mr. X. So can you tell me where what is the money that I have? You cannot exactly predict what money I have. You can say that you must have the currency which is greater than 1000, or you can say which is less than 1000. So this is the two ways. So this is what we are exactly talking about, that is inequality. So when you don't have, when you are not sure of anything, when you are not sure of a number, so you bring an inequality here, right? So inequality plays a very pivotal role in the O-levels maths. It consists of around 4 to 7 marks in your papers, both P1 and P2, because in one paper you normally tend to get a 4 to 5 marks question, and the other one inequality question which consists of around 2 to 3 marks. So approximately 4 to 7 marks are dedicated for the linear inequality. So today we are going to discuss those inequalities. First of all, how will you know that what is the greater sign and what is the less sign? Sometimes I have seen the students remembering this, that this is a greater sign. This is not a greater sign. This can be a less sign as well, less than sign as well, because what you can write x10. So you can say x is less than 10, so it is a less than sign. So to remember which sign, how to write a greater and less, you need to remember one thing. Now there are two symbols. This is one, this is other, two. Now this can be greater and equal, and this can be less and equal. When I'm talking about gradient, greater, like x is greater than 10, how can I know that this is greater sign? I'll tell you in later part. If I need to say that x is greater than 10, so x must be equal to then greater than 10. So it is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and so on till infinity. So if I'm going to talk about x is less than 10, so then x should be equal to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so on, even in negatives. So if I'm going to talk about x is greater than and equal to 10, so it means that x is greater as well and equal as well, right? So then 10 must be included as well. So x should be equal to then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The only difference is that this number is also included when it is equal here, right? Same goes for the less than as well. If you have less than or equal to 10, then this must be equal to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and so on. So this is the basic concept of inequality. So I hope that you got the basic concept of this. Is it clear now? I don't know why the camera is not, it's very clear here in my screen. So kindly check your internet connection, because it's really clear here. Okay, so this is inequality, right? Now there can be both inequalities in a single equation as well, like this is x is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 10. This is how you can write the equation in words. X is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 10. So then x must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look, greater than or equal to 1. So equal to 1 and greater, but less than or equal to 10. So less than and equal to 10. So this is all. These are the numbers. So even sometimes he might ask you to represent this on a number line. So you can draw a number line. That's very simple. Now you know there are numbers here. So you start from 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? So since you have to start from 1 and you have to go till 10. So you drop two circles here, but this circle should be filled, solid circles, and these should not be hollow ones. I'll tell you the reason why it should not be hollow ones. And you should join this with a straight line by the scale. So this is the number line that represents this equation. So you should remember one thing, whenever you're talking about this number line, why I have placed a solid circle here is because of this equal sign. If this would have been greater than 1, the answer should have been 2, and less than, here answer should have been 9. To represent this on number line, I should make a hollow circle here and a hollow circle here. So this shows that these two numbers are not included, right? So the hollow circle shows that these two numbers are not included, while the solid circle shows that these two numbers are included. You might get it 1 equal to 1 without equal to. So make one of the circles solid, which has equal to, the other one is hollow, right? So are you clear about the inequality concept? Any problem till now? Okay, let's go for a, how can you identify which one, whether a sign is a greater one or a less one? Like for example, x, you should remember one thing, this pointed face of this sign is always towards the less number. So x is less than 10. If I am going to write this one, so this 10 is less than x, so it means x is greater than 10, right? So if I am going to write x is less than 10, so I can say 10 is greater than x. So that is the same thing, right? So x is greater than 10, so you can say 10 is less than x. That's the same thing as well. So the pointed face of the sign is always towards the smaller number, right? So this is how you remember whether a number is a greater sign or a less sign, right? Sometimes in your junior classes, around 3 class or 2 class, you might have studied about crocodile, right? Just a face of crocodile. The crocodile mouth opens towards a larger number, right? So I hope this is clear, and let's move towards further question of inequality. Inequality in questions, just like for example, this is x plus 5 is less than 7. So that this inequality is treated similarly like equal, right? You can move this 5 to this side, or you can bring 7 to this side, or you can move x here or bring x here. That's the same treatment like equality sign. To find the value of x here, you know this is adding here, so it's going to go and subtract from here. So x is 7 minus 5, so x is 2. Is it less than 2 or greater than 2? X is less because the pointed face is towards x, so x is less than 2. So represent on a number line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since it's just a less number, so I make a hollow circle. So I'm going to, and I'm not giving the range till what number x is less than. So I'm going to place an arrow, and I'm going to make an arrow that this goes on till the number line, till the number minus signs and all the numbers in negative, right? So you can say it goes till infinity. So this is how you represent it on a number line, right? What if this is the equation? Now you have a minus with the x. In equality, you would have easily done this way. For example, if this question would have been this way, you would have brought this here. So this would have been 7 minus 5, which is equal to 2 minus x. Then you would have shifted this minus to this side by dividing it with minus 1 on both sides. So it should have been x is equal to minus 2, but not here. In inequality, you don't do it this way. In inequality, you should remember one golden rule here. First of all, you will find the value of negative x. So you are going to bring it here. So this is negative x. This is 7 minus 5. So negative x is equal to 2. Now you don't divide it by minus 1, or you can shift minus 1 here in inequality. You don't need to do that, right? Otherwise your answer will be wrong here. I'll tell you how it is wrong. For example, this negative sign, since x is negative here, so it's going to go and add over here. So leaving 0 behind, this becomes 2 plus x. Now this 2 is going to come over here, because it is adding, it's going to go and subtract here. Though the answer is minus 2, but see what's the difference. If I would have shifted minus here, the answer would have been x is less than minus 2. But here the answer is x is greater than minus 2. So the sign shifts. So that's why you should always remember that whenever there is a negative sign with the x or y, whichever the quantity you need to find the answer for, you never divide it by minus 1 or shift the sign towards the other side. You always make it positive by moving the variable, right? Take it here, bring the other number here. Okay, what if you have equation as and you need to solve this, the answer for this. So this is very easy again. Now what you have to do is you have to divide this into two inequalities, right? First this inequality, then this inequality. So divide it into two inequalities. Like I'm going to write this one only, ignoring this one. So I'm going to write 3 is less than x plus 2 over 4. And I'm going to write this one ignoring this. Now I'm going to multiply 3 over here. This becomes 3 4s are 12. This is x plus 2. Now 2 is going to subtract from here. So x is greater than 10. Now bring 4 here. So 4 12s are. You should remember one thing. If it's the 4 is only below x, it's not the denominator of 2. So you cannot shift this 4 here, right? So I'll explain you what I'm talking about. 4 is going to go here. 4 12s are 48. So 2 is going to go and subtract from here. Now you can represent this on a number line. X is greater than 10, but x is less than 46, right? 10 to 46 you are going to connect a line. But a 46 one will have a solid circle. So this is how you solve the question, right? Now what I was talking about was, if there would have been 4 here, you cannot shift this denominator to the other side, because there is another number which is adding with this number, so you cannot shift this denominator directly there. So what you need to do is, you are going to make the same denominators for both, and then this will become x plus 8 over 4 common. Now you can shift this denominator to the other side, otherwise you cannot move the denominator. You might be getting an inequality this way as well. Give me a minute. Okay. Now for this, although I'm going to explain this concept in further topics in factorization, so I'm not going to explain the middle term breaking here. So I'm going to break the middle term, so you don't need to remember right now, okay? But you have to remember that whenever there is inequality in a middle term breaking, how you do it. For example, this is this way, and then x is common, x minus 4 plus 2 x minus 4, this is x minus 4, this is x plus 2. Now you got two multiples of 0, and in later half I am going to tell you how you are going to solve this. You take either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0, right? You don't need to remember this. I'll teach you in the later half. The thing that I'm going to teach you here is, if you got two answers, this is 4 and this is minus 2, can you tell me which number is the smaller one? Either it's minus 2 or 4. Exactly, minus 2 is the smaller one. So if the smallest number is minus 2, you need to change the sign of that, make that number a greater sign. You need to remember this in this O levels. You don't need to have the concept of this, right? You got two inequalities, so always shift the sign of the smaller number. So So your answer will be x is greater than minus 2 but less than 4, right? So you can make this way as well with a single, or even you can leave it here, your answer will be correct. So this is how you solve it. Isha, Mariam Sadiq is here. Can you tell me whether she has joined the class or not? Okay, linear inequalities is almost done, except for the graphs of inequalities. And this is a very major part. Before moving towards the graph of inequalities, I should be telling you the major things in the graph grid. What are those? For example, this is a grid, and this grid has, this is a grid of a graph, right? You have a positive x here, so it means x increases this way. When you move it from this to this, x increases this way. While if you're going to go this way, x decreases this way. So this is negative x. 0 to negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Y increases from, this is 0, 0. 0 for x, 0 for y. So y increases when you go up. This is plus y. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And y decreases as you go down. This is the major thing you need to remember, that when you're moving from this to this side, x increases. When you're going to move from this to this side, x decreases. When you move from this to up, then it is greater. Y is greater, increasing. While if you're going to move downwards, y is decreasing. So these are 4 things you need to remember while solving the inequalities graph. So let's have a question of this inequality graph. For example, we have a question here. Although the equation making, I am going to explain it in the coordinate geometry, so I am not going to explain you the question of equation making. Like this is a question. This is the equation which is known as y is equal to 2x plus 1. This is the equation of this line. This is y is equal to 1. And you have another line which is equal to y plus 3x is equal to 7. So these are the 3 lines that are given, although they normally don't tell you which line represents which one. So since you don't know the concept of the gradients and the line here, so I'm not going to confuse you in that. So that is what I'm going to tell you in the coordinate geometry. So first here what I'm going to tell you is how to shade the graph, right? So shading here, so let's see about how you shade this. For example, he says there are two types of questions he can put up. One is he can give you like a shaded region like this triangle, and he says write down 3 inequalities that represents this shaded triangle, right? So one of the question is this. So that's let's see how you can do that. When you are given a shaded region and you have to make inequalities out of that. So we're going to talk about every line separately, right? So let's make another line here to make it a little more complex. Which one is x is equal to 1? So there are now this is a, you can say, quadrilateral, which is given as shaded region. He says define all the inequalities that represents this shaded region A. So let's see how we can define this. So I'm going to discuss each and every equation separately, so you need to be very attentive for this. For example, let's start with a very basic, which is y is equal to 1. To make this into inequality, can you tell me whether the shaded region is above this line or below this line? That's easier to identify. This is above this line. Why it is above this line? So when you're going to move above, you know y increases, right? So y increases, so y is greater. So I'm going to convert this into greater, so this will become y is greater than 1. I'm not going to tell you about inequality greater than or equal to right now. I'll tell you in later part. For this equation, when y is equal to 2x plus 1, can you tell me that the shaded region is below this line or above this line? This is the line, the shaded region is below, right? When it is below, so below the y decreases, y becomes less when you move downwards, right? So you will write this as y is less than 2x plus 1. Now let's go to this line, which is this way. So if this is a line here, can you tell me the shaded region is above this line or below this line? This is below this line, look, it is below this line. So again, below the y decreases, y becomes less. So y is less again. Now the last one, which is equal to x is equal to 1, this line. Now can you tell me whether, because now it becomes x, all these were y, now this is only x. So now you need to think about where the x increases and where the x decreases. Now this line, the shaded region is this way, this side of x, this side, not this side. Since the shaded region is this side, so I told you that when you are moving this way, the x increases. The x is greater, right? So I have converted these all four equations in these inequalities. So if you are clear about this, please let me know, otherwise I am going to explain it again. So are we done with this? Should I move towards the next part? So let's see the next, which is, now if these lines are solid lines, what do I mean by the word solid lines? Solid means these are not dotted, like these are dotted ones. Now this is a dotted line, look. You will be given either a solid line or a dotted one. Now these are dotted lines, look. Now these three inequalities were for the dotted lines. What if these three lines become solid lines? If this is a solid line, this one, then I am not going to write greater only, I am going to write greater and equal. If it is dotted, then only greater. If it is a solid line, then greater than and equal. If this is a solid line, I am going to write less than and equal. If this is a solid line, I am going to write less than and equal. If not solid, it's a dotted, then I am going to write less only. If this is a solid already, I am going to write x is greater than or equal to 1. So for solid line you use equal to as well, while for the dotted line you use only less than or greater than sign. So I hope you got this concept of this graphs. Now let's talk about the second part, in which he says that shade the region that represent the four inequalities. So let's shade those. Now you're given these inequalities, which are represented by these, and he says shade the region that represents all these four inequalities. So for shading this, you need to remember one thing. Like for example, let me shade for this line. This line says y is greater than and equal to 1. So y is greater than. So it is above. So you remember when shading it, you have to shade the opposite part. Look, y is greater than 1, so it is greater. So it's above. So you have to shade opposite, below part. Shade this way. Now for this, x is greater than or equal to 1. So x is greater than or equal to 1. So you have to shade the opposite one. For this line, he says y is less than this equation. Then you have to shade opposite one. Right? So you see one thing very clearly, that the only region left here is this one. This is not shaded. So then remove this all shading and make this a solid shading. This is the required region. Then you're going to shade it with a solid color. This is how you identify the region. Always go for shading to the opposite side. I'm going to revise this. Let me repeat this question again. Now this equation was y is greater than or equal to 1. So y is greater on the above part of this line. So I'm going to shade the opposite one. I've shaded this. For this line, I've said that the y is greater than or equal to 1. So x is greater than or equal to 1. So x is greater here. So I'm going to shade opposite one. For this line, it says y is less than or equal to 7. So y is less here. So I have to shade opposite one. So opposite shaded. And for this line, fourth one, this line, this is y is less than. So y is less than here. So you have to shade opposite one. So shade opposite one. For this line, you have to shade opposite one. So all four lines, you shade opposite one. The remaining one is going to give you the exactly the area which you are required. So this is, we are done with the inequalities. I hope you, I have gone through all the concepts of this. So if you have any question, you can send me through inbox in this page as well, or on the YouTube as well. So go through the questions of inequality, you're going to understand this concept, right? So this is, we are done with this topic today. So exactly at 1 o'clock, let's meet up for chemistry.